people were able to make it to the Disney Plus Expo yesterday at the stage, right? It was great, right? So, for everybody here, before I introduce who's coming out on stage, for everybody who's here who hasn't had a chance to sign up, who signed up? Everybody raise your hand to sign up. All right, there's some hands that have not been raised. I'll tell you now, it's a great deal to sign up today. For 3 years, subscription, that turns out to be $4 a month. That's less than a Starbucks latte or maybe even a bottle of water at the park. So you guys, it's a great deal. But one of the things you're going to see on Disney Plus is a lot of great exclusive content. And one of the great joys I have in doing what I do is getting to work with really extraordinary talent that is creating movies and TV shows and all kinds of content for Disney Plus that's exclusive to the platform. And you are going to be the first audience today to, right out here, to meet with two exciting young women that I'm going to bring out. So, this is a Stargirl panel. And this is based on a best-selling book by an author named Jerry Spinelli. And it's a coming-of-age story that celebrates individuality, kindness, the power of the human spirit, and the thrill and inspiration of first love. How many people remember their first love? Round of applause for your first love. Okay, and how many people have yet to find their first love? Okay, I see you. Well, we couldn't be more excited to have this movie premiering on Disney Plus, this wonderful movie, Stargirl. This is a movie that stars Grace Vanderwaal, who is an exciting, phenomenal young talent. The film is also co-written and directed by Julia Hart, whose credits include Fast Color and the award-winning Miss Stevens. Both those films focus on complex, strong women, and Stargirl is not an exception. Speaking of Stargirl, let me tell you a little tiny bit about Grace Vanderwaal, who at just 15 years old is an accomplished singer-songwriter and now the star of her very first feature film. At age 12, she won the 11th season of America's Got Talent, singing her own songs and playing the ukulele. Since then, she's performed on such epic venues as Madison Square Garden and the 2017 Special Olympics World Winter Games in Austria and the Imagine Dragons tour. She's won numerous awards, winning a 2017 Radio Disney Music Award for Best New Artist, a Teen Choice Award, and multiple Billboard Awards. Please help me welcoming to the stage our Stargirl director and co-writer, Julia Hart, and our very own Stargirl, Grace Vanderwaal. So, you have a little bottle of water here.
Hi, everyone.
Okay.
I like your costumes.
You know, I don't know if that was a big enough round of applause. Let's hear it for Julia and Grace, everybody. So, Grace is really the perfect casting for this movie. She is our very own Disney Stargirl. And on top of that, you won't be able to tell in the movie, which I've seen, and it is so phenomenal. Great job, Julia.
Thanks.
But what's amazing is it's also Grace's acting debut. And I have to ask, and I'm sure everybody here is curious, what was it about the role of Stargirl that made you want to do it?
I mean, I was incredibly lucky to have Julia here to support me, and I'll never forget I got offered the role and I was kind of unsure, but I love the story, I love the book. You all should read the book if you haven't read the book. And I remember we Skype called about it before I even sent in an audition, which already showed, I feel like, how considerate you were, and I hadn't even said I was even more than interested, and you still took out your time. And I don't know, I just got this great energy and just knew, like, I should probably do this.
And Julia, what was it about Grace that made you feel like, okay, this is the only young woman who could play this role?
Well, when the person who is a part comes to audition for the part, you have to cast them in the part. I mean, Grace is Stargirl, and so I cast her as Stargirl. She just has, she obviously has incredible talent.
Well, you guys worked together before, right?
No.
Oh, I thought you had. Oh, I thought you knew each other a little bit.
No.
That's so funny because you come across as like dear old friends.
Well, that's what happens when you make a movie with someone. But she obviously has incredible talent in the music world, and it was so exciting to see that talent is absolutely matched in terms of acting. And she just has such a natural ability and such just like joy and passion, and it just comes across in every scene in the movie and in her audition, which was incredible. So.
Yes, I remember when the studio, when everybody at Disney got to see Grace's audition, everybody was like, I can't believe that this book came out before, you were even an idea. But the role really was based on. How many people here have actually read Stargirl? Oh, okay, good. A lot of you. So, all right, good. Well, wait till you see the movie premiering on Disney Plus.
2020.
I have a couple of other questions for you guys. I want to find some of the good ones. Oh, okay. So, without giving too much away, what was the best part of the production for both of you in making the movie?
For me, it was the kids. I used to be, before I became a film director, I was a high school English teacher. And I just love being around young people. They give me so much hope for the future, and often I think get painted in lights that are unfair or are one element of who and what they are. And what was so incredible about making this movie, especially I was making this movie with an 8-week-old baby. So I was like, I had a lot going on. And these kids,
you were a star mom.
Yeah. And these kids, it's a cast of, Graham and Grace and Karen and Julio Cesar and just all of these amazing, amazing young people who, they all fell in love with each other making the movie, and they had the best time, and they were all kind to each other and supportive of each other. And that energy comes across on screen, and I'm so grateful for it. It gave me life just making the movie, and I hope that people can feel that when they see it.
What about you, Grace?
Yeah, I can't agree more. Definitely the best part was the cast, and of course the whole process of seeing how a movie is made. And I definitely don't look at movies the same now, but in a good way. Same thing for music. When I started making music, I don't really listen to music the same. I can appreciate it more. And so I'm grateful for the whole experience, and of course the cast. Everything she said. I mean, the cast is amazing. We're all best friends, and that love definitely comes through the screen. And I think that's what makes the movie so lovable, and like you can connect so well with it because it truly is real. We're not just reading lines. I feel like all of us really went on the ride of the movie with it.
Is acting something you were planning on doing? Because you obviously have such a gift as a performer and a songwriter and a singer, but was acting part of your dream as a little girl?
I've always been over dramatic as a little girl, but music has always been my passion, and especially after America's Got Talent, I really didn't want to do acting at all, just because I felt like that was just a specific path that I didn't want to go down. But I feel like Stargirl was really perfect and kind of like meant to be, even though that sounds like so cheesy, because you have to see the movie to understand. Like, I feel like you guys know what I mean when I say like down that specific path of like singing and then to acting. But Stargirl, like, it's not like, it's just not just a movie. Like, it just has such feeling and emotion, and it's just as special to me as releasing a piece of music that I love, and that's why I feel like it was perfect for me.
You're gonna make me cry.
You're gonna make me cry.
Let's both cry.
Let's all cry.
Well, before we cry, let's talk about some of the fun stuff, because one of the things about the movie that's so special for everybody who's read the book and those who haven't read the book, you're gonna read it or wait for the movie because it's also really good, is that the movie has some great, really great moments of comedy. And I think that you did a beautiful job as a filmmaker, working with an incredible cast to capture the natural spirit of that shows up in the book. And another character in the book is also the place where you shot it. It's a kind of a magical setting. You want to tell us a little bit about what it was like to make it there?
So we shot the film in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and it was actually my second film that I shot there. And it is, I mean, New Mexico is called, I thought those were people cheering for Albuquerque for a second.
It's for Albuquerque!
And you know, New Mexico is called the land of enchantment. It was the perfect place to shoot Stargirl. It is at the sky, literally every night. You're like, that's the most beautiful sunset I've ever seen. No, that's the most beautiful sunset I've ever seen. And it's just such a magical place. And it really did become a character in the movie. Bryce Fortner, our director of photography, did such a beautiful job capturing all the natural light that the state had to offer.
Yeah, and it shows up in the film. Grace, you have such an amazing style that is your own, for sure. And I know many young women and maybe some guys out here are going to go home and braid their hair like that now. But I tell everybody, like, what is your, like, how do you find inspiration in your look? Because it's so great.
I think you should just do whatever you want to do. When I was younger, I used to think that I needed a style, like I needed to be that girl, like I needed to be the wearing all black girl or the girly girl, but like, I don't know, I've kind of grown out of that, and I feel like this is a great time to share this with people, because I feel like everyone should know this. Like, you should just like what you like, point blank, period. Like, if you like something, you wear it. I don't know, that's just, I guess, how I go about it. I feel like that's how Stargirl goes about it too, which I admire a lot.
Yeah, I think Stargirl is a version of our own Disney princess, and I think right now, in no time more than the present, are we celebrating who we really are meant to be at Disney. And you are such an emblem of that now. You're really such an inspiration for all of us in what you do. And Julia, you as well, crafting such a beautiful movie that's so intelligent and warm and speaks to all the themes and the attributes of Disney. It's all about compassion and decency and community and openness. And I think the two of you are just examples of that as well. Does everyone agree with me? So, last question, what do you guys each want people to take away when they see this movie? When they leave their, well, they're not going to be watching it at home, or you can watch it actually in the back seat of your car. I was going to say leave the theater, but whatever theater you want, because it's on D+.
Well, it's funny because, you know, when I was a kid, every Friday night, my folks would take me to the video store, and I would go straight for the shelf of the big white Disney boxes with the VHS of all those wonderful
clamshell boxes.
Yes. And all
anybody
those,
have any of those like clamshell boxes? Those are collector's items.
And those like wonderful movies that I grew up with. And so I was really excited that I was going to get to be a part of a new generation of that at Disney, you know, making these intimate, grounded, magic movies that I grew up with for Disney Plus, that, you know, you're not popping a cassette in a VCR, but you are watching it at home with your family, and what a magical experience that can be. And so I feel really excited to be a part of that. And I'll let you talk a little bit about the movie itself and what you hope people take from it.
Yeah, I don't know, I hope, I guess I just hope people take away from the movie that, I want to say be yourself, but I feel like there's a better way to say it, because it's not only a be yourself movie, there's so much more depth to the movie than just that. And I think it's just about staying true to yourself no matter the sacrifices, because Stargirl definitely did sacrifice a lot to be completely her. She sacrificed Leo and her popularity, and I don't know, I guess most of the whole reason of why she went to public school. which I feel like was a big thing for her, and I think that really shows that it's just like, that's the most important thing, because even if you have those things that you gained to be more happy while being yourself, if you lose yourself and you're left with those things, you'll be unhappy because you won't have your core. And I feel like Stargirl really understood that, and she really knew that even with all those things that made her happier, you can't be happier without happiness to start with.
Yeah, so that's what makes her a great, unique Disney princess in among herself. She's not royalty, but she's certainly somebody like Belle or Ariel or any of our famous fabulous characters. Stargirl is her own unique person, has to go through her own heroic journey to become who she's really meant to be, which is great. So we have a surprise following this. I mentioned that Grace is a singer-songwriter and now an actress, an amazing actress. And we are so lucky here at D23 for the first time ever. This is your first D23, right?
Yeah.
All right, so for the first time at D23 Expo, Grace has agreed to perform a few songs for us. So tell all your friends they got seconds until Grace is here. Grace, thank you so much for being here. Julia, thank you so much for being here. And I can't wait for you guys to see the movie when it premieres on Disney Plus in 2020. And I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a lot more from you, Julia, and Disney. And now I would like to invite Grace and her band to take the stage. It's all yours.
Thank you. So, yeah, just number one, thank you for all being here and listening to this panel and coming to D23 and caring about Stargirl and everything. I really appreciate it. I'm sure everyone involved with Stargirl appreciates it so much. This song, this song is actually from the movie. It's like kind of the main song of the movie. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. It's 13 by Big Star. Won't you let me walk you home from school? Won't you let me meet you at the pool? Maybe Friday I can get tickets for the dance, and I'll take you. Ooh. Won't you tell your dad, get off my back? Tell him what we said about painting black. Rock and roll is here to stay. Come inside or it's okay. And I'll shake you. Ooh. Won't you tell me what you're thinking? Would you be an outlaw for my love? If it's so, well, let me know. If it's no, well, I can go. I won't make you. Ooh. This next song is a single of mine called You're So Beautiful. Lower side of this pouring out. Don't you look out at me now. Is it you or the lights? Get by the evening. Let's get coffee to vibe spot. We can sit around and talk a lot, but you're so chill, you keep it cool. I'm such a fool. Damn, you're so beautiful, and don't you know it? Don't you, don't you, don't you, don't you? Damn, you're so beautiful, and don't you know it? Don't you, don't you? I think you do. Walking up and I say anything. Let's sit down and think of what we could be. If you wanted to say something, you would say you promised me. Walking lightly to my surprise, falling over the field, looking in your eyes. But now I'm questioning. I caught you looking at me. Damn, you're so beautiful, and don't you know it? Don't you, don't you? Don't you, don't you? Damn, you're so beautiful, and don't you know it? Don't you, don't you? I think you do. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Messing with my eyes, make me overthink my lines. I think I'm falling blind. Who do you think you are? And who do you think you are? Not looking back to say goodbye. Is it all in my mind? I think it's all in my mind. But damn, you're so beautiful, and don't you know it? Don't you, don't you? Don't you, don't you? Ooh, oh, damn, you're so beautiful, and don't you know it? Don't you, don't you? Don't you, don't you? Damn, you're so beautiful, and don't you know it? Don't you, don't you? 'Cause I